Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I want to show you on how to insert a list of tables and list of figures in your work. Maybe it's your research work and you want to do this work. So I don't want to waste time and go straight to the work. On the screen you can see I have some work which I need to insert the list of figures and the list of tables. So I will take you through on how you can do this very fast. Like we have, when you're doing your research work or you're writing your thesis or you're writing your dissertation, you're supposed to indicate one page having, or just one of the pages having a list of tables and another page having a list of figures. So in this case, I need to break this page so that the list of tables will be on its own page and the list of figures will be also on its own page. What you need to do is you just click on here after the list of tables, just enter, then you go to layout and then you go to break and then you click next page. That's what happens. It means we have created this first page for the list of tables. And then you go to the next where we have now the list of figures. Also, you can click at this given point and then you enter there. And then you go also again to layout here on the breaks, and then you click there, then you click next page. This means we have also created another page specifically for list of figures. And then we have here this work starts from here. Maybe it's about the world. Then it's good sometimes to create some space between the word, the subtitle here, and the first paragraph. What you need to do is you just go to layout, and then you go here to spacing after. Then you click here, auto. It will just create this small space. And then after you are done with that, we need now to have our list of figures and also our list of tables inserted there automatically. We don't need to do this manually. So what we need to do is, maybe this is our first figure that we are having here, the world map, and the world map is our figure 1. There are different ways on how you can insert this. You can say maybe this figure 1. I've just put the red so that I can know what I'm doing here. So here, figure 1, you can also, maybe you can do like that. Maybe figure in short form, figure 1. It depends how you want to do your work. Maybe I can start just with figure 1. This figure 1 is the one which is here. I need also to indicate that given point here, figure 1. So what I'm supposed to do in this case, I go to references. That's what you do. You go to references and then you insert caption. When you click on insert caption. So when you click insert caption, it will come here. Then in this given case, it depends how you want to insert your figure. If you are going to write just figure 1 the way I've shown, the good thing is you just create a new label, click a new label, then you type the whole word figure. You just type figure, you don't indicate 1, you just type figure and it's done. Then you say okay, and then here you say okay, it will just come figure 1. Then you can put maybe a full stop there, then you space, we have figure 1. That's what we have. And what you do, you change the font type and size. In that given case, you can have maybe that is Times New Roman, and then maybe the font size depending on what you want. Then maybe it's not italicized. That's what we have, and the font color, and that is what we have. Remember, figures and tables, all of them should be centered. So you click here center, then it goes on this given point. So we have put the caption of the world map as figure 1. That's what we have. It's good if you have other works down there. It's good to create some space there, so you can go to layout and then you say here auto. Then that's what we have auto to get some space on that work. And then we can go to the next. Maybe you have figure 2, this figure 1. I want to finish with the figures first, and then you go. We have then some work down here. We have also maybe this nation flags. Maybe we can insert various flags and be represented around the world. Maybe here is where we have figure 2. That's what we have, figure 2. Then also you go down here the caption on this, and then you go reference, you insert caption. Because you had already typed your new label as figure, you don't need to repeat the same. You just click OK, it will insert automatically. So you see, it just does figure 2. That is it. And then you change the font type, size, and color. Maybe if you want to bold, it depends with what your instructions are in your work. Then if not italicized, it depends with what you want to do. And then this is centered. We're done with that. So we have finished. We had just 2 figures here. We have finished doing the captioning of the figures. And then I can go to the tables also. I have table 1. This table 1 in this first paragraph. I can check my tables here. Maybe product prices here. I click here. The product projects. Remember, the table, the naming is from the top, but it depends what you want to do. Wherever it is, you can do the captioning, and then you create a list of figures, a list of tables. So I come here on this given point, I click, and then I go also on references, then you caption, then you come here. You see, you had to create a new label as figure. So in this, the second time you want to create a table. So you say, you click new label, and then you type here table. You're done. You just finish like that. Then you say OK, and then OK. It will just say table 1. Then that's what you have. We change also the font type, size, and color, matching the demands of your work. So that goes as per the instruction. Wherever you want to paste it, maybe that's what we have. And then you go, if you have another table, maybe we have table 2. So you see we have finished captioning on table 1. So we can go also to table 2. We have here there is table 2. So in this table 2, we can go, we can create our table, maybe this. Let me just copy this. It's another table we can have. You see table 2 comes before the figure. So if it has to be before the figure here, maybe this is table 2 types of products. Maybe products as I'm using it as an example of table 2. It has to be centered. And now I click here, then also I go to references, caption. Because you had already created a new label as table, you don't need to change anything. You say, OK, so what you have, you just create table 2, and then the font size, type, and color, you change them according to your demands. That's what you have. That's what you're having. So I have finished creating the captioning of the figures I had in this work. I had figure 1. If you click here, you see I have created this, and I have table 1 also created. I have table 2, and I have also figure 2. So I can go, what to do, just go back to your list of tables. Maybe that's where you started. You just enter there. It's what you have. So you want to bring back our table, list of tables. Remember, the work which you have is supposed to have page numbers. Maybe the page numbers at the bottom. Can insert. We have page numbers there. So we have list of tables. Page 1, list of figures. We have page 2. We have our work is here. It will take automatic all of them. So on the list of tables, on this part, just enter. Then you go back to references. And then now, instead of insert caption, you go here on insert table of all figures. So here we are going to insert list of tables. So you just click on insert, and then you go down here, you see caption label table. So this table we are inserting, then you say, OK, it will just insert all your tables that you had already put the captions. That's what we have. It inserts automatically along with the pages. Also, you go down to your figures. That's what we have. You enter there, and then you go to references. Then again, you go check on insert table of figures. Then you click on that, You go check here, this is table, but we are inserting figures. Then you click on the drop down here, then you select the figure. That's what we have. Then you say, okay, just insert. We have also inserted the figures and they have come along with their page numbers. That's what we have. It's very easy like that. And you have finished all of them. The other thing is sometimes your work demands that you don't put like table 1, table 2. Maybe you want to put your tables and figures in terms of the chapters. Maybe chapter 1 will have its own tables or figures, and chapter 2 will have its own tables or figures. Maybe let's call our first work here. Maybe this is our chapter 1 part. If this is in your work which you're writing, maybe this is chapter 1. Maybe your chapter 1 was the introduction, is what you have. So chapter 1, the figures and tables found in there. And then I can go to, maybe can enter here. Let me take this other work to go to chapter 2. So in this, it goes to another, its own page. So I go to break, and then next page is what we have here. And then I write here chapter 2. Maybe this is main work, whichever you have. This chapter 2, maybe main work, whatever you're doing. So that's what we have. So, and in this, you want to have maybe the tables and the figures to have a different captioning. I can remove this. That. And then also have here, I can remove this figure. Going to put different captioning type depending on your work. Sometimes it demands that you put your figures and tables using a different captioning instead of table 1 or instead of table 2. You can be told to say this in chapter 1, it has to be figure, maybe figure in short form like that. Figure, this is chapter 1, so figure 1.1 because it's in chapter 1. Then table, this is table 1.1 also. And then the same applies to chapter 2. Maybe you want to do this chapter 2.1. So that is table 2.1. And then also here we have figure also. Let me put it in red so that you can see what we are doing. So maybe this also is figure in short form as figure chapter 2, so it will be figure 2.1. That's our first figure. You can, if you have many figures in the same chapter, if this chapter 2, you can say the first one will be figure 2.1, another figure will be figure 2.2, another figure 2.3, or if it is tables, you can say table 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, depending on the requirement of your work. So you want to insert these given captions also. I have the first one here is figure 1.1. So figure 1.1, this is my figure 1.1. Then you click there, then you go to references, you insert caption, and in this, you insert a new label. This we are inserting figures. Remember, it was in the short form, figure point. Then you say 1 point, which I say 1 point because you're in chapter 1. So 1 point, and then you say, okay, and okay, it will just insert figure 1.1. Automatic till know this is your first figure and in that chapter. Then from there, what you do, you just change the font type, size, and color to match your demands. What you have, and then we have there. And then you go to this, you check also the next one. The next figure was, we don't have another figure in. Maybe I can just copy this to create maybe another figure. Maybe this figure, call this another figure. Yes, that's what we have. I can put it somewhere here. Here we have another figure. So you can say maybe this is figure this figure 1.1, because it is still in chapter 1. We put red so that we can see what we are doing. So figure 1, no, this will be figure 1.2 in chapter 1, but it is figure 2 in chapter 1. So here we go to our figure that we have. This was the other one which we have just taken as an example. Then you go to references, you caption, because already you have created a new label as figure 1 point, you just say okay, it will just take that to take figure 1.2. It's done. Then you just change the font type and size. And this one you change depending on the requirement of your work. That's what we have. Like that, we are finished with figures. So then we have another figure. Yes, we have another figure in chapter 2. So we had chapter 2, there was figure 2.1. So where is our figure? The figure is here, nation flags. You click there, then you go to references, then caption. You see here you are in chapter 2. So you have to create a new label of the figure. So you say this figure, there's 2 point. Why 2? Because it is in chapter 2. Then you say okay, and then okay. If this is in chapter 3, you do the same. Chapter 4, you do the same. You say okay, just fix. Sorry for that. We were on this part. Caption figure 2 point is what we have, like that. Then we change also the font type and size. Everything, maybe this bold, italicized, change depending on your work. That's what we have. We are finished with figures, then we go to tables, and in chapter 1, we had table 1.1. So you go to table 1, this is our table 1, then you click there, then references, and then you click on insert caption. Then we are doing tables now. You click new label, and then you say table, and then 1.1 because it is in chapter 1. Then okay, and okay, it just says 1.1, and that's what we have. Let's say this, change those font types and colors depending on the requirement of your work. We have table 1.1, and then we had on one table in chapter 1, then we can go to chapter 2. So we have table 2.1. This is the table we have here. Okay, you click on this point, then references on the toolbar, then insert caption, table 1 point. This point is the one which will help to give maybe this table 1. But here, because we are in chapter 2, then you create a new table, a new label for table 2, label 2 point. Yeah. Okay, then okay, it has done that. Put a full stop, then space. Change also the font type and size, color. Then that's what we have. Then you can do, maybe there's another table, so you can do the same as we did on figures. So then we go back to inserting our figures. Remember, these were the initial ones which we had placed. We need to remove them from there. That's what we have. So we have our new tables and figures. That's what we have. So what you do now, when you click on this list of tables, you enter, then you go references, then you click on insert table or figures. You click there. Remember, what are we supposed to insert here? These tables. So insert tables here. You check tables that we have. So you see we have to start with chapter 1. So you click on the drop down here. You see table 1 point to represent the tables in chapter 1. You click that, and then okay, it will start. This is our first table, which is in chapter 1, table 1.1. Don't do anything, you leave just a cursor blinking like that. Then you go back again to insert the other more tables you have. Then you click insert table there. You check here, you click down the drop down, Then you see here we have table 1 point, but we are going now, we finished with the chapter 1, we are going to chapter 2. So you click on table 2 point for chapter 2 tables. Then you say, okay, you see it has inserted table for chapter 2, 2.1. Then that's what you have. You can remove the bold. So we are done with the tables that we had. If there is other tables, all of them will be listed here. The moment you insert, they come automatic. Then you go to list of figures, you click there, then you enter. Then again, you go to references on the toolbar. Then you go to insert tables of figures, you click there. And then we are inserting now our figures. You click on the drop down, you check the figures. Remember the way we inserted, it was, we have in chapter 1 first, figure 1 point. Then you click on that, then you say, okay, they come here. And then you go back to see, you see all these ones are in chapter 1. You have other figures in other chapters. In our case, is chapter 2. You click on insert, then you come down here. We are dealing with figures. Then you go to figure 2 point, the one you had created. So figure 2 point, then you say, okay, that's come 2.1. So this, you move the boldness from here. That's what we have. So this is the way you can just insert, and you see it just inserts also the page numbers automatically. And if you want to see whether this is correct, you just maybe here, you go to your figure, maybe figure 1.2, you press the key button on your keyboard of the computer, the control, then you see like a hand comes to show you that where it is. You can just click. When you click on this, after you hold the control button, and then you, when the hand appears here, just click, it will take you direct to the figure 1.2. Even if you have too many pages of your dissertation, it will just take you direct there. If this just you are doing with maybe tables, you had your table here, this is the one you want to check, table 2.1, you press the key button on the keyboard, the control button, then a hand appears, and then you just click. When you click, double click, it just takes you to table 2.1. Guys, this is the way you can insert your figures or tables in your work. Very easy, so that you just finish your work very organized without it being disoriented. Thank you so much for coming to check on my channel. So I will request you to subscribe for more videos.